What's up, everybody? So today we have Mezco's 112 Spider-Man. So this is the typical package that we get with Mezco. It slides up so you can reveal the figure. Just like that. He's not in there because he's out for you guys to see. So on the back it shows you a couple of poses that they show that you can do with the figure itself, and all his accessories. Okay. Typical stuff. Let's start off with the base. Get that out of the way. Nice Spider-Man logo that you see on his back. Alright, throw that down so we can put our Spider-Man on him. Alright, so I'm just going to stand him up for a second while we go over the accessories first. Then we get to the main man. Alright, so let's get him in shot. There we go. Get it nice and close so you guys can watch him. There you go. Okay, so first things first, we get a second head. More of a squinty-eyed look. Always nice when they give you a second head. I'm just going to put him out there. There you go. Alright, so we get classic fists. Easy peasy with that. We get two of those. One of those is already on his hand. The other side of it is a open hand. Well, kind of an open hand, but it's more flexible, so that you can put a web inside it. I'll show you that in a minute. You get your fun web shooting hands, which I will also show you the mechanic with those in a minute as well. Just show you one so you guys can see it. There you go. And you get two, as I would like to call them, splayed hands, or in this case, web crawling hands. You get nice arched fingers on one side. So let's see, there you go, arched fingers. And on the other one, it's more of a flat, what you typically see in the splayed hands, the open hand. Okay, so we'll go over the webs, and then I'll show you how they work. And then I will show you the figure itself, the main event. Okay, so the first one is a short web shooter with a small web ball at the end. The second one that you get is similar to the first, a little bit longer. Web ball is a little bit larger. After that, you get basically a more of a tendril web. Okay. And the last one is more of a going to grab something web. And then you get a flexible web line. Sorry for the throat allergies. Alright, so you got the web line, which works with the flexible hands to grab it. This also could probably be wrapped around somebody. You want to show that he webbed somebody up. Fun stuff. Okay. Let's get to the main event. Let's get to the guy, and then we'll show you how the accessories work with him. Alright, so here is the beautiful Spider-Man head that you get. Done very well. Let's go over what's plastic and what's fabric. We got plastic feet, plastic fists, plastic head, plastic neck. All the rest is covered in fabric. Oh wait, no. Caps are plastic too. And so is the forearm, as you can see. So it's the forearm that goes into there, which meshes really well. Like, I didn't really notice it. Like, it's easily seamless down here with the boot and the shoe, and even more so on the arm. So this figure itself, comparison to, like, say, Daredevil, which I've reviewed, which I wasn't a huge fan of, the plastic to fabric transition seems to be done very well. You can see it really up close. You can see the fabric to plastic, but from a distance, it really blends in very, very nicely. Articulation wise, it's the typical Mezco articulation. You get double jointed elbows, wrist, shoulder, ab, waist. There's a thigh. There's double jointed knee, ankle. So he has a lot of range of articulation. Now keep in mind though that since he is covered in fabric, you're not going to be able to pose him in crazy dynamic, extra poses, because you're going to either tear the fabric or rip it, because it is fabric. It only has its limitations. If you're looking for a Spider-Man to put in the crazy poses, this may not be the character for you, or this figure for you. Character, yes. Figure, no. Overall, though, he is a fantastic looking piece. He gives you that Spider-Man feel. He looks great on a shelf. He's been sitting on my shelf for a little while. So let me show you how the webs work as we wrap up. Okay, so this is my favorite mechanic, and that's why I left it for last. The web shooters, if you notice, there's a little bit of a dimple as it goes up and down. So if you saw my Miles Morales thing, I raved about this. I also rave about it here now. The webs go into the hand. So it goes like that. The little ring goes inside the hand, and it disappears. So you have this web line. Now, if anybody knows anything about Spider-Man, if you're watching this, you probably do, that his web shooters are underneath his costume, and there's just like basically a little funnel that comes out from his wrist that shoots out the web. So that is perfectly illustrated by this, and I can't imagine anybody doing it better than this. This is a fantastic way to do Spider-Man's webs. There's no ring around his wrist that you can see the web. It comes out directly from his wrist. It's almost like there is a web shooter underneath there, and that I commend Mezco for. That's the fantastic thing about them, that they did this, and it's just, I love it so much. I'm a big fan of Spider-Man, so them doing this, them doing it right, I do love. I will give my one critique at the end as well. There is one thing that kind of tweaks me, but the web line, which I really don't use, but it's nice that they gave it. We would use, let's swap out the other wrist. We'll put one of the flexible hands in there. So with the other wrist, or with the other hand, you can fit the web line in there if you choose to. So we can actually hold a web line, and it has a split finger right here. So you can do that. Okay, let's fix this head. So you can have some more posing. It really does give you a lot of options to how to display him, how to have fun with him. He also does look great just standing in the museum static pose as well. The only issue that I have with this figure, and it's a minor one, but I still don't like it, is the feet themselves. Now, I understand that Mezco goes for more of a realistic look, so yeah, a person as this would have shoes of some sort, I guess, instead of just running around in like a pair of slippers. The only thing that I see an issue with is maybe there should have been, I know it would have broken the mold a bit, like the aesthetic, but maybe putting a toe or a ankle, like a toe articulation in here, just to give him that little bit of a bend at the legs. So me personally, I think that that's the only minor issue that I have with it, is the feet, and I'm sure a lot of people have also said that the feet are where something just didn't feel right. Maybe they should have done it without the boots. Maybe it would have been all one piece of fabric, but I think he would have looked very footy pajama, that style. So as compared to the two, I think that this was the right way to go with the shoes. It's just, it does break the aesthetic just a little bit, that it looks like he's wearing, it looks like he's wearing a pair of tennis shoes. But overall, he's a fantastic figure. He's been out for a while. You'd probably have to find him on the secondary market. I do believe Mezco is sold out by now. If not, that would be surprising. They only do limited runs of these things. But overall, an A+ figure, shoes, withstanding. I do love this figure so much. He will always stay in my collection. He's a definite keeper. They do have a movie version coming out, which looks even more phenomenal than this one. So if you missed out on this one, you can try to get in on that one. I'm sure they'll do other Spider-Mans in the future. He's an iconic character that they can easily make money off of, so they will probably make more. I hope they don't flood the market, because people get tired of it, and then it's a balance that they need to do. But overall, A+ figure from Mezco, and that's it. I'm out. See you guys.